Hey everyone! Before I dive into this story, let me pull you into a moment that cracked my heart open. For 20 years, I've loved my daughter with every beat of my soul, weaving a bond I thought nothing could break. I believed we were tethered by secrets, laughter, and dreams, a mother and daughter against the world. Then, one crisp afternoon, after trying to shield her from a shadow she couldn't see, she cut me out in a way that left me breathless. What happened next wasn't about dragging her back. It was about rediscovering my strength as a mom, about showing a love that holds fast through the deepest pain. Stick with me because this story is raw, real, and will hit you right in the soul. Drop a comment to let me know where you're watching from, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This one's going to stay with you. My name is Diane Miller. I'm 52, a librarian living in Ann Arbor, Michigan, in a brick bungalow where the front porch sags under a carpet of crimson leaves, their earthy scent rising with each autumn gust, and the backyard erupts with lilacs, their purple clusters dripping with dew, perfuming the air with spring's honeyed promise. I'm not one for center stage. I find solace in the whisper of book pages turning, their musty scent curling under my reading lamp's golden glow, or the clatter of needles at our weekly knitting circle, yarn soft as a sigh. But if there's one thing that's always defined me, it's my devotion to my daughter, Lily. Growing up in Ann Arbor's oak-lined streets, I learned family is everything. Mom's apple pies cooling on the counter, their cinnamon steam weaving through the house. Dad's bedtime stories, his voice a steady hum like the Huron River at dusk. That's the love I poured into Lily, and when she was born, I knew she'd be my world. Lily was my joy, with a laugh that tinkled like wind chimes in a summer breeze and a spirit that danced like lilac petals on the wind. From her toddler wobbles to her high school cap toss, we were woven tight, kneading cookie dough, the kitchen thick with vanilla, reading Harry Potter under quilts, flashlight beams dancing on the pages, whispering secrets over mugs of cocoa, its chocolatey warmth curling in the air. I raised her alone after her dad left when she was 3, every sacrifice a thread in our bond. Now 20, a junior at the University of Michigan, her art sketches burst with color, as bold as her dreams. We'd text daily, meet for coffee at Zingerman's, the air alive with espresso's roasted tang and the crackle of fresh bagels. But last fall, a darkness crept into our light, and one choice shattered our closeness in ways I never foresaw. Lily and I weren't flawless, but I thought our bond was unbreakable. As a librarian, I spent my days shelving novels, their leather spines cool under my fingers. But my heart lived with Lily, mailing care packages stuffed with her favorite teas, cheering at her art shows, the gallery air sharp with turpentine. I'd slip notes into her sketchbooks, inked with love, and she'd bring me lilac bouquets from campus, their petals velvet, their scent a springtime vow. But a year ago, Lily dimmed. She started dating Ryan, a senior from her art class, and at first, I was delighted. His crooked grin and paint-flecked jeans seemed to match her fire. But soon, a chill settled. Lily's texts dwindled, her voice brittle when we spoke, like leaves snapping under boots. "Just swamped, Mom," she'd snap, her words sharp as the rustle of campus oaks in October. "Don't fuss." I tried not to. I told myself it was college, exams, clubs, a new love, but the signs mounted like storm clouds. Ryan was always there, his arm a vice around her, his voice slicing through our calls. the phone's static crackling with his demands. He'd mock her sketches, her thrift store sweaters, even her laugh, his tone a cold blade, controlling every choice. Lily, once a wildfire, wilted, her eyes flicking to him for permission. I saw toxicity, his texts barking her location, his orders to skip our coffee dates, the Zingerman's table empty without her. One night, she called, her voice quivering, the campus fountain's gurgle a faint hum. Ryan flipped out when I went to a study group, she whispered, her words trembling like falling leaves. He says I don't put him first. My heart plummeted, the lilac bouquet on my table drooping, its scent sour under the lamplight's harsh glow. Lily, that's not love, I said, my voice soft but iron. You deserve someone who sets you free. She hung up, the silence a wall, heavier than stone. Last October, as Lily's 20th birthday neared, I planned a dinner to rekindle us, to remind her of her spark. I invited our dearest friends, Ellen, my knitting circle partner who cherished Lily's art, Mark, her professor who saw her genius, and Sarah, our neighbor who baked with us, flour dusting our aprons. I wanted this night to heal us. But a week before, Lily was a ghost. Ryan had moved into her apartment, and she stopped calling, her texts curt, like frost on glass. I found a sketch she'd left at my house, a self-portrait in jagged charcoal. Its darkness swallowing her usual light, the paper crinkling under my trembling fingers. Desperate, I drove to campus, the air crisp with the tang of fallen leaves, their crunch under my boots echoing my dread. I found her outside her art studio, paint smearing her hands, the turpentine's bite sharp in the air. Lily, I'm terrified, I said, my voice trembling, the lilac's scent clinging to my scarf, now faint. Ryan's controlling you, his demands, his temper. You're fading, sweetheart. This isn't safe. Her face twisted, her eyes blazing like a storm, the paintbrush snapping in her grip, its splintered crack piercing the courtyard's hush. You don't know him, Mom, she screamed, her voice raw, shattering the autumn stillness. You're always interfering, trying to control me. Ryan loves me, and you're just clingy, scared I don't need you anymore. Her words were a blizzard, freezing my heart. Lily, I'm your mom, I sobbed, my voice breaking, tears scalding my cheeks, the lilac scent bitter. I love you. I see you slipping away, and it's tearing me apart. Please, hear me. She shook her head, her voice icy, cutting through the oak leaves' rustle. I don't need your judgment, she hissed, her words venomous. Stay out of my life. That night, I found she'd blocked me. My calls sank into voicemail's void. My texts ricocheted back, her social media a locked gate. I collapsed in my kitchen, clutching her sketch. The lilac bouquet's petals wilting, their scent acrid, my heart in shards. I didn't sleep that night, curled on the porch swing, the creak of the chains a sorrowful lullaby. Clutching Lily's sketch, its charcoal lines smudging under my tears. The lilac bushes swaying in the chilly dark, their scent sharp, but fading, like a memory slipping away. Lily's words, interfering, clingy, stabbed deeper than her blocking me. I'd raised her to soar, to paint the world with her fire, and now she was caught in a toxic cage, her light dimming while I stood helpless. I thought of our cocoa nights, her giggles over cookie dough, the notes I'd inked in her sketchbooks, all cast as control. I could have stormed her apartment, begged, or given up. But as dawn broke, the lilacs glistening with dew, their purple clusters radiant against the frost, I heard Mom's voice in my soul. Love doesn't falter, Diane. It shines steady. I had to show Lily my love, not to force her back, but to remind her of her worth. For her, for me. So, I decided to host a Lily's Light showcase. Not to confront her, but to celebrate the daughter I knew, her art, her spirit, surrounded by those who cherished her, to plant a seed she might one day grasp. I wanted to fill our home with her sketches, her laughter, and Lilac's honeyed vow, to honor my role as her mom. The next morning, I sat at my kitchen table, the air thick with the bitter tang of cold coffee, steam curling like a fading dream, the table's wood cool under my trembling hands. I chose our living room, where Lily's sketches adorned every wall, their frames catching the morning light as the setting. I made a list: quiche with spinach and feta, its savory steam rising, apple pie warm with cinnamon's spicy embrace, iced tea bright with lemon's tart kiss, and a playlist of Lily's anthems: Fleetwood Mac's husky croon, Taylor Swift's defiant pulse. I called those who'd watched her bloom: Ellen, who framed Lily's first sketch, Mark, who nurtured her talent, and my brother Tom, whose bear hugs smelled of pine and steadied us after Dad's passing. I couldn't reach Lily. She'd blocked me. But I sent an invite through Mark, her professor, framing it as a celebration of Lily's art and soul. I spent the day preparing, the kitchen alive with quiche's buttery sizzle, pie's cinnamon clouds, the clink of Mom's glass plates, their chipped edges gleaming like stars. I hung Lily's sketches, vivid landscapes, fierce portraits, their colors dancing under fairy lights strung like fireflies, and set a framed photo of us baking, her smile a burst of light beside a lilac bouquet, its petals velvet, its scent a sweet, fierce promise. I wore a lavender dress, its fabric soft as a whisper, a lilac sprig pinned to my chest, its fragrance a vow of love. The showcase was set for Lily's birthday evening, the sky awash of pink and gold, the lilacs heavy with dew, their scent weaving through the crisp air. I stood in the living room, my heart thudding like a drum as guests arrived. Ellen brought scones, their buttery warmth curling like a hug, her embrace tight. "You're a beacon, Diane," she whispered, her voice thick with tears. Mark carried iced tea, its lemon tang sharp as hope, his eyes warm. "This is her, alive," he said. Tom squeezed my shoulder, his flannel rough, his voice breaking. "You're her heart, Di." Lily arrived, hesitant, alone, her sketchbook clutched like a shield, her eyes wary, paint smudging her jeans, the turpentine's bite faint on her. "Mom," she whispered, her voice trembling, the lilac scent a bridge between us. "Mark told me. Why this?" I met her gaze, tears welling, my voice steady but raw. "It's for you, Lily," I choked, my voice cracking, the fairy lights glowing. "Your art, your fire. I love you always, no matter what." As we gathered, I stood, my voice quaking but fierce, the sketch's colors blazing under the lights. "Thank you for being here," I said, tears streaming, holding up our baking photo, its frame cool in my hands. Lily blocked me after I warned her about a toxic relationship. It shattered me, but I'm here to celebrate her, the artist, the dreamer, my daughter. "I love you, Lily, with every breath." Ellen sobbed. "You're her strength, Diane," Tom cried. "You're both unstoppable," Mark added, his voice thick. "Lily, your art is magic." Lily's eyes flooded, her voice raw, shattering like glass. "Mom, I'm so sorry," she sobbed, tears streaming, her sketchbook trembling, paint smearing her fingers. "I was wrong to block you. Ryan, he caged me, made me feel worthless, and I lashed out at you. You saw it, and I hated you for it. I love you, Mom, so much." I stepped closer, my voice breaking, tears scalding my cheeks, the lilac's scent sharp and sweet. "Lily, you're my world!" I choked, my heart raw. "I saw my girl fading and it tore me apart. I'm your mom. I'll fight for you forever." She ran to me, her sobs shaking us, her paint-stained hands clutching my dress. The room hushed but warm with love. Friends shared stories. Ellen about Lily's first sketch, its colors bold. Mark about her fearless lines. Tom about our cocoa nights, mugs steaming. Their words wove us back, a tapestry of love. As we ended, Sarah's daughter, Mia, scampered up, her sneakers scuffing the floor, offering a crayon drawing of me and Lily under lilacs, their purple vivid. "You're the best mom, Miss Diane," she chirped, her voice bright as dawn. I knelt, tears spilling, the paper crinkling in my hands. "Thank you, Mia," I choked, my voice soft. "I'm trying." I'd done it, reclaimed my love, my role, my Lily, under lilac's honeyed grace. The next morning, Lily found me in the kitchen, washing Mom's glass plates, their chipped edges glinting like stars in the sunlight. The air thick with coffee's roasted warmth, its steam curling like a fragile hope. "Mom," she said, her voice raw, trembling like spring rain on leaves. "We need to talk. Last night, I felt your love, so big, so real. I was so wrong to shut you out. I'm sorry, and I need you." I set down a plate, the lilac sprig still pinned to my sweater, its petals curling but fierce, and faced her, my eyes burning with tears. "Lily, you broke my heart," I sobbed, my voice shattering, tears scalding my cheeks, the coffee's bitterness sharp. "I warned you because I saw my girl, my artist, fading under Ryan's grip. I'm your mom. I'd give my life to keep you safe, but you blocked me, and it felt like I lost my world." She sank into a chair, her face crumpling, tears dripping like dew on lilac petals, her paint-stained fingers trembling. "I know," she cried, her voice breaking, raw as a fresh wound. "Ryan controlled everything, my art, my time, my heart. I was scared, drowning, and I blamed you for seeing the truth. You're my anchor, Mom, and I pushed you away. I love you so much." I gripped the table, the plate's cool edges steadying me, my heart torn, but softening. "I love you, Lily," I choked, tears streaming, my voice raw, the lilac's scent a lifeline. "I saw you shrinking, your sketches dark, your laugh gone, and it killed me. You shut me out, and I had to learn I'm enough as Diane, not just your mom, but you're my everything." She reached for my hand, her fingers shaking, her voice desperate, pleading, thick with pain. "I see you now," she sobbed, her words heavy, cracking. "You're the strongest mom, my hero. I ended it with Ryan. He's gone. I don't deserve you, but I want to earn us back. Please, Mom." I held her hand, the lilacs sent a steady pulse, my heart aching but blooming. "You'll always have me?" I said, my voice cracking, tears warm, the coffee steam curling like a vow. "But we rebuild slowly, Lily. Honesty, time, love. I'm your mom, but I'm Diane too, and I'm choosing my strength." Her shoulders shook, her voice a whisper, raw and broken. "You're incredible," she said, tears falling, her eyes soft. "I want to make you proud. Thank you for fighting for me." I thought of Mia's drawing, the lilacs in my yard, their clusters swaying in the spring breeze, and hugged her, our sobs blending, the kitchen warm with coffee's nutty embrace and the promise of us. Over the next weeks, my community rallied around us. Ellen texted, "You're a warrior, Diane." That showcase was pure magic. Tom sent a playlist of Lily's songs, writing, "You're her guiding star." Mark called, his voice thick, saying, You brought her home, Diane. Both of you glow. Each message was a spark, rekindling our bond. Lily moved home for a month, sketching in the living room, her colors vivid again, the air alive with turpentine and laughter. She joined a counseling group, her voice growing bolder, and we baked pies, the kitchen thick with cinnamon and vanilla, our talks raw but healing. Mia's drawing stayed on my fridge, its crayon lilacs a beacon of our love. 4 months later, Lily asked to meet for coffee. We sat at Zingerman's, the air heavy with espresso's roasted tang and the crackle of fresh sourdough, steam swirling from our mugs like whispered dreams, the lilac pin on my jacket glinting under the morning's golden light. She looked radiant, her sketchbook open, its pages bursting with color, her eyes clear as a spring sky. "Mom?" she said, her voice thick, trembling like lilac petals in a breeze. "Counseling's been tough, but it's helping me see why I pushed you away. I was trapped in Ryan's control, and I hurt you, the one who loves me most. I'm so sorry, and I want to keep rebuilding us, always." I studied her, tears pooling, my heart full but steady. The lilacs sent a sweet anchor. "Lily," I choked, my voice shattering, the coffee's bitterness sharp on my tongue. "You're my everything. I warned you because I saw my girl fading, and it broke me. You blocked me, and I had to learn I'm enough as Diane, not just your mom. I'm here forever, but we go slow, with truth." She reached for my hand, her fingers trembling, her eyes wet like dew on dawn's lilacs, her paint-smudged nails catching the light. "I see you," she sobbed, her voice raw, breaking like a wave. "You're the strongest mom, my guiding light. I don't deserve you, but I'll try every day to show I love you. Thank you for never letting go." I squeezed her hand, a steady bridge, and smiled, tears warm on my cheeks, the bagels crackle, a soft rhythm. "We're a team," I said, my voice soft, the coffee's steam curling between us. "Always, Lily." We began anew, coffee dates, sketching sessions, talks that bared our souls. The air warm with Coco's chocolatey hug and Trust's quiet bloom. It wasn't the bond of her girlhood, but it was deeper, honest, and ours. That block, that pain, shattered me, but it set me free. It taught me that love isn't just shielding. It's truth, courage, standing firm when your heart splinters. I stood up for Diane, not to force Lily back, but to honor the mom who loves, who fights, who grows lilacs that bloom through any frost. As I sit here now, Mom's glass plates stacked neatly, their chipped edges catching the sunlight, I feel her whispering, "You're enough, Diane. You always were." This story isn't just mine. It's for anyone who's loved fiercely, who's felt their bond fracture, but chose to rise, to love anyway. Share your story in the comments. How did you find your strength after a heartbreak? Your voice matters. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you in the next story.